Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing my out-of-box review for the RE100 Efreet Schneid. So let me just say one thing right off the bat, which is probably painfully obvious, that this kit is missing some colors. If you're not planning on painting this kit, I don't think I would really recommend this kit to you. If the colors that it's molded in really look okay to you, and you're willing to do just a little bit of painting, like at least those heat darts, I mean, artists that are just all molded in purple, you'd at least want to do a little bit of painting on those. You could get by with just like some minimal painting on this kit, but really the colors are not quite right, I think, as to like how it looks in the unicorn, and especially in the Gundam Unicorn anime, at least when it makes a very brief appearance there. So yeah, I'll definitely be changing the colors up a little bit when I paint this guy. But overall, it's a really nice kit. I mean, it doesn't look that, I feel like it just doesn't look that great just out of box, unfortunately, but once it's painted it's going to look really, really fantastic, so I'm really looking forward to painting this guy up. The new parts on it are all looking really cool. It's got the new chest parts there. The chest vents are kind of replaced with kind of different style vent there. The head is different, just basically the back. The back of the head is different there, like it's shorter, doesn't have like kind of long extension going back. The backpack is different, as you'll see as it's coming around here. The backpack is different, the back skirt is different to attach the two heat darts on there. The arms are the same, but the back part of the arm, the right arm doesn't have any part on the back of it. The left arm has that new attachment piece on there that stores 4 heat darts on there. And then obviously the shoulders are different as well, as we have no more spikes and just 8 heat darts stored there on the shoulders. So I believe that's it. Everything on the legs is the same, except obviously there's no parts on the side like on the Efreet Custom had the parts there on the side of the leg and the missile pods. Those are obviously now gone from there. The side skirts, front skirts, all of that is all pretty much the same as well. We do also have the addition of the giant bazooka. So I'll show you that here in a bit when we just talk about the accessories. Most of the accessories are pretty much there on the kit. You're seeing all the heat darts there. But then we do also have a couple different hand options and a couple kind of different options for the heat darts as well. So let me just stop this here for a second. We did also have some stickers. If you remember from the unboxing, we had this sticker sheet for these nice sticker markings. If you do want to use those, you can use those. I did also have this big huge sheet of foil stickers. As you can see, I only used 2 of them. I just really couldn't be bothered. I'm just going to be taking these off to paint them, so I didn't really want to be bothered sticking all those stickers on there. I stuck stickers on one just for example here. Let me just take this off here. Just for demonstration's sake, that's what the heat dart looks like with the sticker on there. It doesn't look terrible, but it doesn't look really good by any means. So anyway, we have a bunch of those for just making them in just like silver, metallic there, and then these are supposed to be like the heated ones. If you want to have them in hand, like heated up, you stick those orange stickers on there. We did have a couple small stickers which are going to be going here on the backpack. You can see there's one gray sticker that wraps around that part of the backpack there. Another gray sticker here on the front part for that part there. And then the, of course, sticker in there for the green mono eye. So that's all the stickers. There was also this one pink sticker there that's for the camera on the giant bazooka, so I haven't really used that either. As we've got it here, let's take a look at the articulation. The head will go up to about there, down to there. I feel like the head articulation is maybe a little bit better on this one, or maybe not. I don't know. Or anyway, like I said with the regular Efreet, the Efreet Custom I should say, just the head, like as it is, I think looks a little bit derpy. The kind of best way to pose it is to actually pull the head up off the polycap a little bit and then point it down, and it's going to give you a much better angle for that, for making the head look kind of more mean, more tough. You can, of course, then also remove this part on the top of the head, if I can get it off here. There we go. When you've got that off, then you can move the mono eye by just moving this switch to the side, like so. You can make the mono eye point off to the side like that. Then here in the shoulders, all of these heat darts are removable. You can take them off if you want. The shoulders will move on that ball joint there, so they won't move up too much. The arm can just come up to about just 90 degrees, like so, rotating here. And with that, with the polycaps of the RE kits, it's kind of like ratcheted. You can feel like there's a little bit of a ratchet system in there just on the polycap, but not all that much. The whole shoulder joint will swing forward a little bit there, like so. So that will pop out. Joint in the elbow is going to give you more than 90 degrees. Not quite 180, but a pretty good bend there. All of these heat darts can all be removed as well. The hands just on polycap, just on a ball joint. Should say, still don't like the shape of these hands. They just look like meatballs there. They're kind of ugly, those closed fists, but glad that we at least get closed fists, but I won't be using them. In the waist, we get a little bit of movement here, front and back. Not a whole lot. Let me just try to demonstrate there. You can see like that. Side to side. You're going to have a little bit side to side as well. Not really a whole lot, but just a bit. It's limited just by the mechanics in there, but then also just by this yellow piping here going around. The front skirts will move up a little bit, up and down. There we go, like that. Just kind of had to free that. Just move this here a little bit for you guys. Those will move up and down. Side skirts will move a little bit, but those are also kind of hindered by this piping. And just the back skirt is just there. That will move up and down as well. Like that. Nothing really is going to move on the backpack there, obviously. We've got these thruster bells, but those don't move. Then here in the legs, we've got some rotation at the top. Nice bend here in the knee. You're going to be able to bend that to there. It's pretty good. No separation in the knee arm or anything, but that's just there. And then the feet. Again, if you remember from the regular kit, that polycap inside there is like on a track that can actually like move side to side. So what you're able to do with that is you're able to set the foot kind of more off to the side like that for like a wider stance. So it's a pretty cool gimmick there. And then the foot is just flat. You can bend that forward to there. There's the detail up underneath the feet. Forward to there. Down to not really anywhere because the back of the leg is stopping that there. And then that's pretty much it. So, whoop. Yeah, twisting around the leg loosened that up a little bit. So anyway, let's talk about the accessories. So if you remember from the unboxing, the heat darts, these purple ones here are all molded in one color. You can see these two on the back skirt is in two colors because the blade is a separate part from the handle, and then this one as well. That's because that circular part is actually supposed to be like come off when it's actually in use. So what we have here is two handles. So if you want to actually have the heat darts in the hand, then you use these handles here. They're just little shorties like that. So like you'll take off this part and then just replace that with this small little handle. And then that's supposed to be like how it is actually in hand. And then so we do have two holding hands, one for the left and one for the right. So this has a little peg. So just peg into the hand like that. It looks a bit silly though, because you can see that really tiny little narrow part there just underneath the blade. That's how it's supposed to look, but it does look a little bit odd. And then our holding hands, we only have the back for one of them. So if you wanted to use the other holding hand, you need to take the back off a different hand and put it onto this one. So that is that. We did also have a connection piece for putting this up onto a action base. And then of course our giant bazooka complete with trigger finger hand for that. Trigger finger hand and bent wrist, so it actually holds it pretty well. This handle doesn't move though, unfortunately. Would have been nice if this was the one kind that moved forward. The camera though moves up and down, secondary handle moves up and down. This kind of bar here on the front moves forward and back. But that's pretty much it. It can hold it though pretty nicely. Just switch the hand here. So there we go. So that wrist is a little bit weak, and it's kind of with this big huge shoulder, it's a little bit kind of difficult to get it up over the shoulder. But you can get it there. And there's no peg in the handle, so there's nothing like really making that really secure in the hand. So yeah, that tends to happen. Once there's paint on there, that should be fine. It's just that this hand comes apart kind of easily. And again, if there was an actual peg to hold it onto the hand, that wouldn't be so much of an issue. So the bazooka is a little bit tricky, doesn't really hold it all that well, but I think if you just work with it and try to get it into a nice pose, then it should work okay. Oh, and also there's this clear part for inside the camera of the bazooka that I haven't put in yet. Whew. So yeah, definitely gonna need some glue and or paint on those hands to get them to stay together and hold anything, because really having some trouble. It's just by sheer miracle that I'm actually getting this thing to hold the bazooka at the moment, because that hand just keeps crumbling every time I like release the weight of the bazooka in that hand. It just falls apart like that. But won't really fault the kit too much for that. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if that stayed together a little bit easier, but I know that's a very, very easy problem to fix. I'll probably just end up just gluing that hand permanently to the handle of the rifle anyway, just because there's no other trigger finger thing this thing needs to hold. So anyway, overall, I think the one thing that I said with the original Efreet as well, just the posability of this kit is not really the greatest. I mean, the articulation is there, but I just feel like it's just really not the most dynamic kit, we'll just say that. And which is a little bit unfortunate. I don't know, I'll have to try it with the heat darts, because in the anime, like I said, its very brief appearance in Gundam Unicorn, it was really agile, and that was kind of like the really cool thing about it, is how it was just like zipping around, just like taking out the enemies like really quick, and that was really cool. Doing any like really super dynamic poses like that, I'm not sure how well this kit is going to really be able to handle that. I think not really all that well, but what it lacks in that ability to do anything really dynamic, it makes up for with just sheer presence. I think, again, not really out of the box, but once it's painted up and it's has that kind of better look of being all fully painted and less like a purple toy, then it's gonna look really impressive, just standing there in just kind of a standing badass kind of pose. Well, I've got to say, count me impressed, because I actually quite like this pose here that I've got him in currently. This sort of pose, this is kind of sort of similar to like what he was doing in the anime anyway. Oh, I think like kind of the biggest hindrance to the posability of this kit is something that I actually forgot to mention before when we were talking about the articulation, is that the fact that there is no rotation in the waist at all. You can't rotate the upper body at all, and that is kind of important for doing some really dynamic poses. You can fake it alright in this, but you can imagine like how much better this pose would be if this was actually turned like just 45 degrees. So, I mean, yeah, that's probably the biggest hindrance to the articulation of this kit, but it's not completely debilitating anyway, so you can still do some cool poses with this. Otherwise, in terms of any other like negative points about this kit, the articulation is not the greatest. The hands don't hold the weapon, at least don't hold the bazooka anyway. They hold these heat darts fine. Don't hold the bazooka that well, but that's a really easy thing to fix. I think the colors that this is molded in are not great, but again, that's an easy thing to fix as long as you're willing to paint this. And so overall, I mean, there's not really anything too negative to say about this kit, really. So with this being a p-bandai kit, and one that has already come and gone and is probably not going to get reissued, if you haven't got this kit already, you're going to have to find one, and it's probably not going to be easy to find. Or if you can find it, you're going to definitely be paying more for it. So do you really want to get this kit? Is it worth it to get this kit? I think it depends on how much you're going to pay for it, obviously, and how much you're willing to pay for it. But I think there's enough new with this kit to definitely warrant buying it if you like it. I mean, even if you already have the regular Efreet, if you have the regular Efreet custom kit and you still like the look of this one, I would definitely say it's still definitely worth having this one, because there's enough different from it. I mean, still looks similar, of course, but it looks different enough. Those shoulders, the part on the back of the arm, all the heat darts everywhere on it definitely give this like a really cool, much different look from the regular standard Efreet, and then that huge giant bazooka as well, different from just the two heat swords included with the Efreet custom. So I think there's definitely enough different in this to warrant buying it. That's why I bought it. I mean, I'm just a big fan of the design as well anyway. But it depends on how much you can get it for. I mean, don't pay an astronomical amount for it. unless it's like something that you're like really super jazzed on and you can afford it, then I guess by all means. But if you're kind of on the fence and you can't really find it for a cheap price, or for at least a decent price anyway, then, you know, I don't know, it's gonna have to be up to you. So anyway, in terms of where you can buy it, you know, people usually ask me this quite a lot anytime I show any sort of exclusive kit. eBay, Amazon, I think sometimes even has them. Maybe like secondhand sellers on Amazon have them sometimes. Other than that, I'm not really too sure. Just ask in a local Facebook group, or just ask some people who you know who live in your country, who buy this kind of stuff, and hopefully they can help you out. I don't really know. I get all my p-bandai stuff from Samuel Decal, so I'd recommend going through him, but it just kind of depends on what's available to you or where you are in the world. So that's it for this review, guys. Hopefully that was helpful, interesting. This is a pretty cool kit. Definitely looking forward to painting it. If you have any other questions or comments, you can leave those down below. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.